Hey, reach up there and pull those belts tight. One more time, you're watching the original Rebels Racing League.
Welcome to Intensity Broadcasting. My name's Josh Hall. We're here with the original Rebels Outlaw Truck Series, and we're getting ready for a great race here tonight at Michigan. My name's Josh Hall. You're watching Intensity Broadcasting, and this is the Outlaw Series. Right now at the top of the board, we got Daniel Stewart and Kai Schappert up at the top of the leaderboard at the moment. And we see Fry Hubbard, Justin Miller, and Jamie Mullins there as well. So quite a few names that we don't see up the front there with Kai up there sitting in second. We see Brandon Pollock on track right now. Well, let's get that camera on him as he's getting around the track right now. Sorry for the late start. For those of you who know me, I'm quite the big Cowboys fan. Had to want to see how that game ended. Unfortunately, not the way I wanted to see it end, but that's all right. We'll move on to next season. Congratulations, all those 49er fans out there. That was a great game coming down to the end. And now we've got some racing that we got to focus on here tonight. So we got about a minute and a half before qualifying starts here. Again, this is the original Rebels Racing League Outlaw Truck Series, sponsored by Hardline Transport Solutions in memory of Matthew Mann. So Kai Schappert, currently second fastest on the board in that U.S. Air Force truck, doing some donuts there on the backstretch. See Chris McLean out there as well. And I apologize, I do not have any standings right now. Or else I would have those up on the screen right now for you. So a couple chats coming through right now. Good luck, all the Evil Empire boys. Evil Empire Sim Sport says that. And then Aaron Adcock says, proof Tony Romo is a thorn in the Cowboys' side. He couldn't win a playoff game, and Cowboys didn't win when he calls the playoff games. You know what? I'm currently still wearing my Tony Romo jersey right now. Tony could win playoff games. We won one, and then the refs took the second one away when the catch wasn't a catch there with Des Bryant at Green Bay. I'll always hold that one, which years later they came back and said actually was a catch. So that's going to be the biggest thorn in my side, in my opinion, when it comes to Cowboys football in recent years. But you know what? It was a great game. I got a couple buddies, Brian Nudie over in the SCSRA, who's a huge 49ers fan. So congratulations to all my 49ers friends for their win tonight. We got qualified out on track right now, and we got Jake Ellingson, one of the first trucks to hit the track in that paint job. Don't know what else to say except for that paint job. So in that 61 machine. And these guys always put on a great show at Michigan. So if you've never watched the original Rebels race here at Michigan, this is going to be a good show for you. Michigan's a very wide track, as you can see from the seams on the track. They can easily run 3, 4, 5 wide here. We've seen a couple 3 and 4 wide finishes in this league, both the Outlaws and the Truck Series race after this. So stick around and stay tuned because you're going to see some great racing here tonight in both races here at Michigan. Again, thank you for joining us here on Intensity Broadcasting. If you haven't already, don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe this stream. Whether you're watching on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch, we've got the chat up. Don't be afraid to chat in. Let me know who you're pulling for tonight. Or if you just want to have a little fun and chat in, feel free. Also, check out our new website, intensitybroadcasting.com. Intensitybroadcasting.com, you can find merchandise for all your favorite broadcasted leagues here on Intensity Broadcasting, from the SCSRA, Extreme Forces, Original Rebels, Mayhem Modifieds. So we got t-shirts, hats, cups, mugs, mouse pads, you name it, stickers, we got it there. So check it out at the DensiBroadcasting.com. And don't forget to check out the Original Rebels. They have their own website, OriginalRebelsRacing.com. I have the link down in the description here tonight. That is ORRLeague.com. So check that one out as well. As Jake Ellingson comes across the line here, he's going to be 6th fastest currently. Jamie Mullins, actually, I take that back. Dave McDonald jumps to the top of the board. You see the ticker or the tower on the left side of the screen. You can see where your favorite driver is currently in qualifying. Steve McDonald currently holding on to that top position. Adam Lang currently 2nd fastest. And Andy Kurtz, last year's champion, just jumped up to the pole with a time of a 39.88. So a great lap for last year's champion. We see Jamie Mullins out on track. Get over to that screen. James is coming down pit road. Ryan Derrick currently on track right now. He's working on his money lap, coming through turns 3 and 4. Down to the start-finish line. And Derrick is going to move up into the 3rd position currently. Mike Bertosa Jr. out on track in the hardline machine. Currently making his first of 2 laps. Mike from Winnipeg, Manitoba. One of our racers from north of the border. So he works his way down through turns 3 and 4 into the start-finish line. See where his first lap is going to put him. Currently up into the 24th position. See if he's able to improve on that time on a second lap here. So he comes across through turns 3 and 4 and back to the start-finish line. And Bertosa is going to move up into, actually he's going to stay right there in that 22nd spot now. Anybody else out on track qualifying right now? Doesn't look like anybody else. Logan Moneth, currently 2nd on the speed charts. And he is not going to improve on his time, so currently up into the 2nd position. Daniel Stewart in the 09 out on track. He comes down, makes his way turns 3 and 4. I'm sorry, through turns 1 and 2 and onto the backstretch. Last year, he was one of the final 4 drivers in this Outlaw Series. So he comes across the line here. He's going to jump all the way up into the 3rd position. See if he can improve on that on his second lap here in that Shiba token machine. Again, working his way down through turns 3 and 4. Getting ready to make his way down the front stretch here. He's going to be one of the last drivers to qualify. It looks like we only have a few minutes left. We got over 2.5 minutes left, so we should be able to have a couple more people jump in and qualify, as Daniel Stewart is going to stay in that third position currently. We see Corey Bragg out on pit road. Don't know if he's getting ready to qualify, if he's waiting for the timer to hit a certain time. Monteith. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Monteith. I like when people let me know how names are pronounced. I try my hardest. But and I think somebody said to me already that it was Monteith, and I forgot. So I do apologize if I am saying your name wrong. Feel free to let me know. I'm always here to do things the right way. And yes, I see that now. Monteith Atley was kind enough to let me know, and I ignored it. So, uh, so it looks like with just under 2 minutes to qualify, a couple drivers deciding not to go back out. Oh, here we go. Corey Bragg is going to make his qualifying attempt. So we had a couple great races at Daytona last week, and we're looking for much of the same this week. I'm taking a look to see if I can get some standings up here for Oh, Corey Bragg having some trouble going through the grass there. That's going to end his qualifying attempt. Greg Froelich, though, out on track. Greg trying to get a good qualifying attempt here. So he makes his way down the backstretch. Oh, time has expired as we get ready to take a look at our starting grid. And again, on pole tonight is going to be the 5 machine of Andy Kurtz, with Steve McDonald rolling off second. And I do apologize. Let me get the logos up there. The Peg Leg Felts Pole Award goes to Andy Kurtz. And this is the starting grid brought to you by BK Motorsports. Steve McDonald on that outside lane. Daniel Stewart in the 09. He'll be rolling off third, with Travis Bieber in the 114 rolling off in the 4th position. 5th will be Justin Miller and Adam Lang in the 6th position. 7th place we'll find Jamie Mullins and Logan Monteith out there in the 8th position. 9th position we'll find Eric Burkhalter and Greg Barnett rounds out row number 5. Row 6 you'll find the one of Brandon Pollock and Michael Swink in the 18. Then Jake Ellingson and Chris McLean in 13th and 14th. 15th will be Fry Hubbard with Ryan Derrick rolling off 16th. Then Michael Kosick in the 17th spot, and Jonathan Caulfield in the 18th position. Matt Kleeman rolling off 19th in the 19, and then Brett Bieber in the 808 rounds out row number 10. 21st, Todd Schott, last week's winner at Daytona, and then Matt Knights in the 64 will be rolling off from 22nd spot. 23rd will be the 43 of Mike Bertosa Jr., and Phil the Hitman Manzo be rolling off in 24th. 25th will be Steve Loving, followed by Colton Landford in 26. Charlie Gates Jr. rolling off from the 27th spot, and Eddie Smith in the 28th position. Then Jerry LeGrand in the 29th position. Tyler Barnett in that 30th spot. Greg Frodet rolling off from the 31st position. Kai Shepard, who was so quick earlier in practice, rolling off from 32nd. Ryan Huff in the 33rd position, and then Corey Bragg rolling off 34th. And finally, Jonah Colbert. Looks like he missed the start. He'll be starting from his pit stall today, so tough night for him starting from way back there as we get ready for some racing here at Michigan. Pace Truck is leading him around for the one and only pace lap here tonight. Again, this is the Original Rebels Racing League Hardline Truck Series in memory of Matthew Mann. Rome says in the YouTube chat, let's go Landford Nation. As here comes Andy Kurtz leading them down to the starting zone. Green flag is in the air. We are racing here at Michigan, and a great start for Andy Kurtz right off the jump. As he's able to get himself in front of the 68 of Steve McDonald as they work their way down into turns 1 and 2 for the first time, and already towards the back of the pack, we're seeing some 3-wide racing already. Fry Hubbard there in the middle. They work their way down the backstretch. They spread out back the 2x2. Actually, that was the 05 of Chris McLean in the middle there as Fry Hubbard was down on the bottom. And the 18 of Michael Swink was up on the top. A little further up, we already got some challenges here. So we see the 71 of Eric Burkhalter diving down to the bottom side of the 91 of Logan Monteith, trying to take away that 8th position already. And up front, Steve McDonald's got Travis Bieber and Daniel Stewart all over his back bumper as they work their way through turns 1 and 2 for the second time tonight. Already towards the back, we've got quite a bit of battling going on. Again, more 3-wide racing towards the back, so already some aggressiveness being shown with Fry Hubbard getting stuck there in the middle, trying not to slide up into Michael Swink. They work their way off of turn number 3. You see the 808. That is Brett Bieber down on the bottom, trying to make a move here as they come across the start-finish line. 3 wide yet again as they work their way into turns 1 and 2. And up front, Travis Bieber has taken control of this race, and he's moved himself up into the lead. Behind him we see the 56 and Justin Miller working that bottom lane, trying to make something happen as Andy Kurtz is now under pressure from that 56 machine. Let's take a look at the pass for the lead here just a moment ago as Travis Bieber is coming down the front stretch, gets the position, able to dive bomb down to that bottom lane through turns 1 and 2, slide up in front to take the lead away. Now we're back live and we see Travis Bieber has Justin Miller who's trying to do the exact same move to him. Down on that low side, trying to get the good run off the corner and down the backstretch. But Travis Bieber able to hold on to that position on the high side, get that good run off the corner. And he's going to hold on to the lead as Andy Kurtz now has Justin Miller to his inside as they battle for position through turns 3 and 4. Steve McDonald falling back into the 5th position right now, trying to work his way around the 8 of Adam Lang. As now Justin Miller getting the run off turn number 3, using a little bit of side draft. He's going to actually lead this lap by just a nose as they work their way into turns 1 and 2. Travis Bieber now fighting back hard on that high side. So already some great battling, some aggressive driving up front. So we already had a few lead changes up here at the front. But right now, Travis Bieber getting a little bit of a run now, starting to pull away just a little bit. And you thought the drafting was important at Daytona last week? You're going to see just as much of it here. We got 3 wide. Adam Lang up to the high side of Andy Kurtz. He's going to try to make that move work. Up against the wall as they come down the front stretch. Andy Kurtz going to sneak down in front of the 68 of Steve McDonald and move Adam Lang up into the now second position as he's just barely got the nose on the 56, and he's giving a little bit of a bump draft to Travis Bieber. Now he's going to look to the high side through turns 1 and 2. We're 3 wide for the lead off of turn number 2 here at Michigan, and already the excitement building up as Travis Bieber in the middle trying to hold on to that lead. Here comes Andy Kurtz into the picture as well. Andy Miller down on the bottom. Now Travis Bieber gets the lead all to himself as they work their way off of turn number 4. Here comes Andy Kurtz though, still 3 wide with the 8 of Adam Lang and the 56. And that's what Travis Bieber wants to see in his mirror right now, is those two are three are side by side behind him. He's able to just get a little bit of a run there off the corner. So amazing racing up here at the front. As the Wefield works their way through turns 3 and 4, more 3 wide. In the middle of the pack here, we see the 09 of Daniel Stewart in the middle. We got Eric Burkhalter up top and Jake Ellingson on the bottom right behind him. The 91, the 66, and the 53. It's Logan Monteith, Chris McLean. They're all 3 wide behind here as well. Almost 4 wide coming off of turn number 2. So, we got some contact in the middle of the field. Trucks spreading out. Daniel Stewart almost got run over there. Great job from everybody to avoid that, as we had a lot of contact there. We almost had our first caution of the night, as we got one spinning. It's Jake Ellingson spinning down to the inside where pit road is. Caution flag is out. Let's all catch our breath and take a look at what happened here on the Wreckage Rewind. Looks like some more hard 3 wide rates. I'm actually going to bring this back just a little bit, because there was some contact here. Let's take a look from the blimp here. See if we can zoom in just a little bit so we can kind of get a better idea of what was going on here. So here we go. I'll take a look in slow motion here. Oh, right in front, you see the 68 of Steve McDonald get up into, well, eventually Brandon Pollock gets up into the wall. He has to check up the middle lane. Daniel Stewart gets run over from behind by the 05 of Chris McLean. And everybody scatters and does a great job avoiding that. Now, as we get down into turns 3 and 4, we're still 3 wide. Jake Ellingson now in the middle. Eric Burkhalter up on the high side. Oh, it looks like Jake got a little loose there. Came down into the 68 of McDonald. Catches that inside wall there, and fortunately for him, not a whole lot of damage on that car. So, although it does look like he did take his reset there, and most of the field does come down to pit. We see Todd Schott, Jonah Colbert, and Jake Ellingson staying out. Andy Kurtz, though, one of the first drivers coming down pit road. He's going to beat everybody off of pit road here. Travis Bieber, Adam Lang, Jamie Mullins, Brandon Pollock, Jonathan Cofield, and Eric Burkhalter will be your top 10 as they make their way off of pit road. You see Todd Schott having a little bit of a connection issue there, having a little blinking in and out. And I want to take this time while we're under caution to thank all of our sponsors here in the Original Rebels Racing League. Everybody who makes this happen here every Sunday night. Hardline Transport Solutions for sponsoring the league. In memory of Matthew Mann, Uh, Dang Lang Racing Designs, Smeal Racing Designs, Shibu Inu Crypto, Peg Leg Felts, P&J Motorsports, Evil Empire Sim Sport, Thunderstruck Super Series, Kinder Farm and Ranch, Smeal Racing Designs, BK Motorsports, and Sabluski Window Tinting. As we got a couple messages here. Ellingson says 70s blinks real bad, and let's go Evil Empire Sim Sport from Tyler to Talent. So lights are off on the pace truck. Todd Schott's going to choose that inside lane. Jonah Cobert's going to be up on the high side in that second spot. And again, our top three did not pit under that caution. We know in real life, Michigan tends to be a bit of a fuel mileage race. We'll have to see if it's the same thing here tonight. And while we're at it, let's not forget to plug both the ORRLeague.com, which is the home of the original Rebels Racing League, as well as IntensityBroadcasting.com, where you can find all your merch needs for all of the leagues here on Intensity Broadcasting. So check that out, IntensityBroadcasting.com. You can also find us on Twitter at IntensityBroad1, as well as always on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Twitch, where you can find live iRacing 7 nights a week. So here we go. Todd Schott's going to lead him back down to the restart zone. Green flag is immediately back in the air. As Todd gets a great jump here down the front stretch. Jonah Colbert left a little bit sleeping there, and Todd Schott getting out to the big lead here already. See Andy Kurtz down on that low side. He's going to get around Jonah Colbert, as he was one of the first trucks off of pit road. And by looking at the pit road time, he does have fresher tires than everybody else in that top three. See the 8 of Adam Lang also trying to make a move here, as Todd Schott moves up out of the way on the high side and lets everybody by with those fresh tires. Now Andy Kurtz got Adam Lang down to the bottom, trying to take over that top position, and Lang is going to take over the lead as they move their way down into turns 1 and 2. Travis Bieber back there trying to take over the second spot from Andy Kurtz. And again, Kurtz, our champion from last season, trying to have a good finish here. Trying to repeat champions here. We have not had a back-to-back champion in the Rebels Truck Leagues, so it'd be nice to see if he can pull that off here tonight, or this season. A lot of season left to go, though, as we're in race number 2. A little further back, we see Jonah Colbert continuing to slide back. Todd Schott up on that high side, just not able to get anything going, as he's continuing to have a bit of a connection issue. I don't know if he's just sliding back, trying to allow everybody else to have some breathing room around him. A little further back, got some 2-wide racing back here. Jamie Mullins, Eric Burkhalter, side by side. You got the 3, Michael Kosick, Steve Loving back here. Oh, we got one around. Eddie Smith now moving his way through the field. One truck was completely sideways and able to hold on to it. It was a white truck. Oh, we got one around now. The 4 of Kai Schappert down through the infield. Caution is out. And Kai in some trouble here. Looks like Tyler Barnett. No, that was Chris McLean that was involved in that one as well. And we'll bring up another Kinder Farm and Ranch Wreckage Rewind as we take a look to see what happened here. And I saw one truck way out of shape earlier, and I'm trying to figure out who that was. Looks like that was the 15 of... So let's take a look at a couple things here. We got the 15 of Greg Froelich here as he gets down into the corner. He gets a couple positions here, but he is way out of shape, and we saw him get a little loose there. And then we'll find Kai Shepard here, who's down on the bottom, minding his own business. And 4 wide, Chris McLean. And it looks like the 28 of Jerry LeGrand make some contact and send them down the track into Kai Shepard. So Kai just a bit of a victim there. So a tough break for Kai, as well as the 05 who gets his reset, gets himself back out on track. See, Mama Ellingson says he's blinking so bad you don't even see him start. Yeah, the sometimes that connection can come and go. I know some people are having some issues due to weather. I'm not sure where Mr. Shot is from, but certain things can play a factor in there. And then Rome Valdez says keep moving up Landford, as Colt Landford is currently up into the 11th position. Don't forget to join us after this one here tonight, as the Original Rebels Truck Series, Sunday Night Truck Series, will be taking on Michigan for 75 laps as well. After a great, exciting race at Daytona last week, last lap pass, some wrecking at the start-finish line. We'll have to see if these guys can follow it up here tonight. I was able to get some points for you. I can't put them up on the screen, but Todd Schott currently is your points leader over Jamie Mullins, Eric Burkhalter, Ryan Derrick, and Fry Hubbard round out your top 5. Eric Burkhalter and Ryan Derrick are actually tied for that 3rd position. Then Logan Monteith back in 6th, Brandon Pollock in 7th, Kenneth Pack in 8th, Aaron Mack in 9th, and Mike Bertosa back in the 10th position in points currently. So a lot can happen though as the season goes on, a long season. Next week we'll be moving on to Kansas Speedway for 100 laps. Then we'll move to Bristol, Homestead, Iowa, and then a race I'm really looking forward to on the 20th of February. We've got a race at Knoxville. We don't have the amount of laps yet, but that's going to be announced. Then from Knoxville, we'll move to Talladega, Dover. Then how about Watkins Glen for some road course racing, Darlington Worldwide Tech. And then you'll have your playoffs starting on April 3rd with Richmond, New Hampshire, Pocono, Atlanta, Rockingham, Texas, and Phoenix. So an exciting season. Going to see some dirt, going to see some road courses. I think this is the first time we've ever seen dirt or road courses on a truck series schedule here in the Original Rebels. So this should be an exciting season. I'm really looking forward to calling the rest of the season here. So here we go. Andy Kurtz is going to lead them back down to the restart zone. Adam Lang up on the outside. Jonathan Cofield, Travis Bieber back there in that second row. As Kurtz gets down to the restart. Actually, it's Lang as the restart truck. He gets down to the restart zone. Green flag's back in the air, and he is down and away. And now Jonathan Cofield battling for that second position on the outside of Andy Kurtz. Now, Lang being out as far as he is in front of this group, that's going to hurt him quite a bit, I think. As those trucks behind him are going to be able to draft right up to him. So everybody gets single file off of turn number 2. First time today we've really seen the single file off of turn 2. And Andy Kurtz, Jonathan Cofield, and Travis Bieber try to get in line here and see if they can run down Adam Lang. A little further back, we've got Steve Loving in that 27 machine. Currently up 17 positions, up into the 8th position as he gets around Michael Kosick. So he continues to move himself forward. Some more battling back here. Daniel Stewart up on the high side, trying to get around the 38 of Greg Barnett as Adam Langnow has some company. Andy Kurtz has made it to his back bumper. Wasn't able to look high or low just yet, but here comes Kurtz. Trying to find a way by, just not able to do it with the big run down towards turn number 1, but he's going to stay tucked in behind here. They work through turns 1 and 2. Jamie Mullins up on the high side. He's got Steve Loving. Move Loving up into the 7th position. So one driver really starting to make his way through the field is the 27 of Steve Loving. Again, currently up into the 7th position. Trying to get that coveted Hard Charger award. Back up front 3 drivers are lined up nose to tail as they work their way through turns 1 and 2. Travis Bieber also right there, along with Fry Hubbard. Hubbard moving up 10 positions to get up into the 5th position. And we see these drivers trying to make something happen here as they continue to follow Adam Lang around. A little further back, we see some battling going here. Jake Ellingson down on the low side. We see Kleeman and Ellingson. Oh, Todd Schott. Caution is out. Todd Schott is in the pits. Not sure what happened to the 70 machine, but let's see if we can see. I don't know if he had a connection issue or something that caused the yellow to come out, but we knew he was having some blinking issues earlier as they're coming down the backstretch. Yeah, just Sim didn't know exactly where he was, and that threw out the caution. So almost like a bit of a debris caution, if you will. Looks like everybody's going to stay out this time. Don't forget to join us every night here on Intensity Broadcasting as we bring live iRacing coverage 7 days a week. Tomorrow night, we've got the Extreme Forces Racing League. On Monday night, Joe Wright and Dave Wright will have the call for that. Tuesday night, we've got a truck doubleheader yet again as our new league, the Doghouse Racing League, brought to you by Shoney's Restaurants, will be taking off at 8 o'clock on Tuesday night, followed by the SCSRA Truck Series at 9:30. Wednesday, we've got our Modified Mayhem, followed by the SRSRA Xfinity Series. Thursday, the Thunderstruck Series. Friday, Extreme Xfinity. Saturday, Send It Cup Series. And always Sunday, the Truck Doubleheader. We also had a special event here today, earlier on Intensity Broadcasting. So if you like some late model action, you can find it here on Intensity. So I do believe this time by, the lights on the pace truck should be shutting off. We'll be going back green flag racing. Here in the Hardline Transport Solutions Truck Series. Outlaw Truck Series here on Intensity. Again, if you like what you're seeing and you want to join and you're just new to the whole thing, this is iRacing. These are real drivers out here driving these trucks, getting their sim racing on. It's easy to join. All you have to do is go to iracing.com/membership to join iRacing yourself. So check it out there. It's iracing.com. So we're going to line up single or double file yet again. We're going to re-rack them, restack them, and refire them here at Michigan, as we are just about a third of the way through the race. Adam Lang will be your control truck yet again. He'll be choosing the inside on this restart. With Andy Kurtz to his outside, you're going to have the 53 of Jonathan Cofield on the inside, being able to give Adam a bit of a push, and then outside of him, you've got the 114 of Travis Bieber. And don't count out that 27 Chrome machine of Steve Loving sitting there up there, third truck on the high side. He knows what he's doing in a track like this, big track where you can keep it pretty much wide open. He likes to use that momentum to continue to propel himself forward. So we'll have to see what he's able to do here as the pace truck makes that hard left-hand turn. On the pit road, Adam Lang leads him back down to the restart zone. Green flag is back in the air. We are back racing here at Michigan, and another great jump for the 8 of Adam Lang as he's able to pull at least 5 car lengths on both Andy Kurtz and Jonathan Cofield as they work their way down into turns 1 and 2. See Steve Loving now down on the low side, trying to get a run here on Travis Bieber. Try to take away that 5th spot. He's got a little bit of a pull here from the 53 using that draft. See if he's able to get alongside the 114 and continue to move himself forward. A little further back, Jake Ellingson has a side-by-side battle in front of him. The 38 of Greg Barnett and Logan Monteith back here in the 91 is a great battle going on here in turns 1 and 2, and all over the track we see another battle back here. They were almost just 3 wide again, coming off of turn number 2. Kai Shepard all the way here in the back, and I think because he doesn't have a reset, just trying to play it safe here, keep himself out of trouble and be there at the end, as Adam Lang now has a little bit of a challenge here for the lead. Here comes Andy Kurtz down on the low side. You see the 14 of Fry Hubbard giving him the big shove though down the backstretch. It's tight racing up here at the front. They're side by side behind him for 3rd and 4th. Kurtz falls back just a little bit. Now here comes Fry Hubbard looking down to the inside of the 8 of Adam Lang, and Fry's going to easily take that position away, and looks like Fry's got the rocket boosters on because he's just able to pull right around and get right on by and almost march away from that 8 machine. But here comes the 8 marching back with the draft and the push. Travis Bieber looks down the inside. Adam Lang throws the block. Now he's going to get down below Fry Hubbard. He's going to retake the lead. A little bit of a slide job coming off of turn number 2. Oh, one truck up into the wall. That's the 53 of Jonathan Cofield. He's going to lose quite a few positions as his momentum is completely lost here, and he continues to fall back. That was a pretty hard hit. He might have some significant damage to the right side of that truck. He's fallen all the way back outside the top 20. Right in front, though, we got some 3 wide racing. Matt Kleeman in the middle. Jake Ellingson on the high side. The 87 of Eddie Smith, who we have not talked about at all yet, down on the low side. Travis Bieber, another one. No, I take it back. It's not Travis Bieber. That is the 04. Oh, trucks around. We got a wreck on the back. Jake Ellingson, Greg Froelich hard into the wall. Brandon Pollock involved in that as well. Kai Shepard. Looks like Kai was able to sneak through it. That's going to bring up another Kinder Farmer Ranch Wreckage Rewind as we take a look to see what happened here to bring out this caution. And we saw a lot of drivers involved in this one as I take a look back from the blimp yet again. It'll give us the best view. There's quite a few drivers involved in this one. And Jake Ellingson up on that high side. Oh, it happens in front of him. Eric Burkhalter comes up into Jamie Mullins. And Mullins comes down into Ellingson. Turns him right around. You see Monteith involved as well. The 34 of Colbert involved. Swink spinning down to the inside. Greg Froelich. Oh, and the other Bieber. Brett Bieber, excuse me, almost getting through there until just getting turned there at the last second. And Greg Froelich making hard impact with that inside wall. Tough break for Greg. We'll ride along here with Greg because he was quite a bit behind this when it happened. But that's just how fast some things happen here. We get the right view here and bring it back in full speed. Another one who thought they were through it was that 08 of Brett Bieber. Ride along with him and see exactly what he saw. And he thought he was through it right here and just gets turned around. Catches Michael Swink as well. Able to straighten it back out though. But a tough break for all those guys involved as pit stops have taken place. Actually, Adam Lang, Colton Landford, Greg Barnett, Matt Kleeman, Michael Kosick, Ryan Derrick all staying out. Along with Michael Kosick, Kai Shepard staying out as well. And Andy Kurtz, the first car off of pit road. Colt Landford currently in that second position. We'll go back to the chat here. Rome Valdez says, way to move Landford. Keep it up. Julie Hammond says, way to go Colton. Major leaps in position. Colton currently up 24 positions from where he started up into that second position. And Mama Ellingson says, crazy racing tonight. And yes, there is some crazy racing tonight. With a big wide track like this, these guys are trying to use every inch of it. So as the lights on the pace truck go off, we're going to re-rack, restack, get ready to refire them here at Michigan. And a plethora of different strategies out there on the track. Some drivers who haven't pit since lap number 9. A couple drivers came in and pit on lap 23. The rest of the field has just come down and pit on lap 31. I think the drivers who came down and pit on lap 31 are going to have to pit at least one more time. Or going to have to pit one more time. I believe the drivers who are out there pit on lap 23 will have to pit twice. And then for sure these guys who last pit on lap 9 are definitely going to have to pit twice. As we get ready to go back racing here at Michigan, pace truck pulls off on the pit road. Adam Lang again with the great restart, gets out in front of Colton Landford. Green flag back in the air. And Colton able to tuck in behind and get a little bit of that draft. Here comes the 38 of Greg Barnett as well. Barnett trying to give a little bit of a help here to the 25. propel them both forward. A little further back, we already see trucks going 2 and 3 wide behind. You see Andy Kurtz looking down to the inside of Kai Schappert, trying to take over that 6th position. And oh, the Fry Hubbard gets really loose. Able to hold on to it though. What a great save. Oh no, he loses it, comes back up on the track and able to save it. We stay green, so a crazy save for the 14 machine. Able to hold on to it. Back up front, Adam Lang has a mirror full of Colt Landford as they come off of turn number 2. Colton pulls right up on the back bumper, not going to be able to pull out and make the move just yet. So he's able to use that high lane to get himself some momentum off the corner as they work their way down the front stretch. Colton's got a bit of a run here coming into turn number 1. He's going to stay right there though, right on the back bumper. So he was able to get the run here down the backstretch. Adam Lang though trying to throw a bit of a block. One truck, another truck out of line here, trying to make some moves, and as they come down the backstretch into turn number 3, Landford just not able to get the run that he wants on Adam Lang. He's going to have to tuck back in line. You see Andy Kurtz and Steve Loving a little further back, as well as Daniel Stewart working that low lane. Those 3 trucks kind of lined up here like you'd see at a Daytona or Talladega, trying to get something going here on the low side. And here comes the 38 now of Greg Barnett, dropping down to the bottom side to see if he can get a little bit of a push here from the 5. While they're battling back here, that's allowing Colton Landford and Adam Lang to continue to pull away. Ooh, Andy Kurtz pushes up the track a little bit, almost pushes up into the 38. That's allowed Steve Loving to get the great run on the low side. Here comes the 3 of Michael Kosick and that Jack Daniels machine, also trying to make something happen here. Moves himself up into the top 10, currently running in 7th. Kai Schappert's going to jive down to the bottom as well. See if he can get a little pull here from that 27 machine. Oh, Andy Kurtz loose off of turn number 2. We see the 38 of Greg Barnett. I think he slapped the wall a little bit. He's starting to fall back. Looks like he's able to get his momentum back and continue to move forward. Up front, though, Andy Kurtz following Steve Loving. Loving up into the 4th spot. So great job for the driver of the 27 machine, moving himself forward as well. Adam Lang, though, doing a good job of blocking the run from that 25 machine. Here comes Steve Loving, though, up to the high side. Try to take the 2nd position away from Colton Landford, and he's going to do it. Landford not able to hold his momentum off the corner. He's going to fall back just a little bit. Here comes Loving, though, trying to take the lead here through turns 3 and 4. And Loving is going to clear the 8 of Adam Lang. Now, Loving does have fresher tires. He last pit on lap 31, and Adam Lang is basically on the tires he started the race with. So you're starting to see the speed difference that new tires are going to have as Kai Schappert moves up into the 4th position. And Eric Burkhalter sliding as well. So Colton Landford, another driver, last pit on lap number 9. He's got some of the older tires as well. And you're starting to see just how much those old tires are hurting right now as he continues to fall back. But it was a great gamble for him to try to stay up there at the front. But right now it's hurting him, and he's hoping for possibly getting a yellow here where everybody'd have to come down pit road. Everybody be able to make it if they pit here. So we'll have to see what he does here as the race goes on. Up front, Andy Kurtz stalking that 27 machine of Steve Loving as they work their way down the backstretch. Oh, Daniel Stewart up, almost up into the wall, got real loose. Able to hold on to it though. Great save on that 09 machine. See Matt Kleeman now trying to get around the 25. You got the 73 of Ryan Huff right there as well. Michael Kosick right there. So a bunch of drivers all under a blanket. Here comes the 87 Eddie Smith as well. And Alien Eddie usually up at the front, especially at tracks like this. Currently sitting back outside the top 10, which is very unlike Eddie Smith of him, as they're 3 wide off of turn number 2. Ryan Huff slides up in front of Colt Landford, and now Eddie Smith cracks that top 10. Moving up into the 10th position. Right behind, see the 5 of Chris McLean as well. Jerry LeGrand, who had some issues earlier, also up into the mix here. But at the moment, it's all about Steve Loving up there at the point. Kai Shappett now trying to move himself forward on that low lane, trying to get around the 8 of Adam Lang as they work their way down the backstretch. Kai, though, has to tuck in behind the 09 of Daniel Stewart. Steve Loving now, the 05, starting to mount a little bit of a challenge. Lap after lap. Now Adam Lang now looking down to the low side, trying to see if he can get himself back towards the front again on older tires. Here comes Eric Burkhalter up on the high side as well. Right behind him, we see the 09 of Daniel Stewart trying to push himself towards the front up on that higher lane. So Adam Lang really struggling right now on those older tires. We'll see when he decides to come down pit road and get service done on that machine. A little further back, we see Corey Bragg looking to make a move here on the 38 of Greg Barnett. So Greg having some issues after catching the wall earlier. Continues to struggle and slide back. Right in front of them, the 114 of Travis Bieber coming back up through the field. Currently back in the 16th position. Try to get around the 56 of Justin Miller. Eddie Smith now working on the back bumper of Matt Kleeman, trying to take over the 8th position. I'm sorry, the 9th position. And right behind, we see Chris McLean as well, trying to continue to move themselves towards the front. Another driver on the move right now is the one of Brandon Pollock, who's been one of the faster trucks on the track right now, currently in the 13th position. Just got around Colt Landford, and he's continuing to march his way through the field, along with the 114 of Travis Bieber, who is right behind, just getting around the 56 of Justin Miller, moving Bieber up into the 15th position. See the 91 of Logan Monteith. He's getting lapped here, as we are working lap number 47 of 75. So almost to 25 to go, as Daniel Stewart trying to look down to the inside of Burkhalter here down the backstretch. They're going to stay in line here as they come down the backstretch. Eddie Smith has gotten around Kleeman. Now he's working on the 28 of Jerry LeGrand, and Chris McLean in front of him as well. And right behind him, you see that one of Brandon Pollock, who's continuing to march his way through the field. So great run for that one machine. Trying to get himself up into the top 10 here. Meanwhile, back up front, Andy Kurtz continues to stalk Steve Loving. Those two running pretty much identical lap times. Loving ran a 41.06. Kurtz ran a 41.01. Eric Burkhalter ran a 41.04. Daniel Stewart ran a 40.96. So all these drivers right now, as Adam Lang continues to fall back just a little bit, all these drivers up here at the front continuing to put down very similar laps. As Eric Burkhalter actually has just jumped down pit road to get service done on that machine, so that's why we saw him drop off from the score sheet there. Steve Loving continues to lead here, and I'm sure we're going to see Adam Lang dropping down on the pit road momentarily as well. Brett Bieber in the 08, he's currently on pit road. Jonathan Cofield, Ryan Derrick, Logan Monteith, all hitting pit road right now as well. So some of the drivers who have not pit or pit very early in the race all coming down to get their service done, as we see Kai Shappert all over the back bumper of the 8 of Adam Lang as they make their way into turns 3 and 4. I'm going to cross the stripe this time. We'll have just 25 laps to go. Oh, here comes Adam Lang, Kai Shappert, both down on pit road. Oh, one truck almost loses it. That's the 09 of Daniel Stewart. We'll have to see if Stewart was able to get down to pit road speed or if he's going to be held for a penalty. Also, Matt Kleeman, Eddie Smith, Justin Miller, all on pit road currently as well. See Jonathan Cofield just coming off of pit road. Steve Loving and Andy Kurtz continue to lead this race. See if Daniel Stewart is able to get down and away, and he does, so he was able to get down to pit road speed. Adam Lang down and away as well. Kai, Eddie Smith, Justin Miller has not come off pit road. Now he is. There's Matt Kleeman getting off pit road as well. And now we got more trucks coming down pit road. Here comes Andy Kurtz, Michael Kosick, Steve Loving down on pit road as well. Loving currently in his pit stall. Ryan Huff in his pit stall as well. Jerry LeGrand. We see the 34 on pit road as well. That's going to give the lead to the 00 of Corey Bragg. As Corey Bragg now makes his way down on the pit road, that's going to give the lead to a fan favorite, Phil the Hitman Manzo. We had Charlie Gates Jr., Steve McDonald, and Fry Hubbard still out on track. Corey Bragg, Tyler Barnett out on pit road as we speak, and everybody should be able to make it to the end from here. Hitman was last on pit road on lap 30 along with Charlie Gates, Steve McDonald, and Fry Hubbard. So all these guys here still out there from earlier in the race, and they might be running a little bit here. Try to see if they can run some strategy as we see Kleeman working down on the bottom to get on by and get his lap back the hard way. As they run right now, it looks like Steve McDonald coming on the pit road. As they run right now, it looks like Eric Burkhalter and Daniel Stewart would currently be the two drivers who would take over the top position, with Steve Loving and Andy Kurtz running 7th and 8th, or currently 2nd and 3rd on, I'm sorry, 3rd and 4th out on the track right now. Ryan Huff in a little bit of battle here with Colt Landford. Landford currently up into the 13th position. Last pit on lap 47, so he's on fresh tires and he's continuing to march himself up through the field. Right in front, Eddie Smith has gotten around the lap truck and he's working to catch up to Kai Shappert here. That's Phil Manzo. He's getting passed by Fry Hubbard. Charlie Gates there as well. And then you've got the 88 of Ryan Derrick trying to get his lap back. Fry Hubbard has now taken over the lead. Manzo stays out along with Charlie Gates. So these three here who I do believe are going to have to pit one more time. I don't believe they'll be able to complete 45 laps on a tank of fuel, but you do have a bit of breathing room as Eric Burkhalter, Daniel Stewart are currently 23.5 seconds back. So if they're able to stay out there for another, say, 15 or 15 laps or 10 laps or so, and the yellow is to come out, everybody would come down pit road and get tires, because tires are such a premium at a track like Michigan here, that they'd be right back into the mix as the 68 of Steve McDonald gets around Manzo, and he's trying to go by Fry Hubbard to get his lap back as well. Daniel Stewart a little further back has just gotten around Steve Loving. Now he's trying to get around Eric Burkhalter. Matt Knights, Jamie Mullins, Jonah Colbert, and Michael Swink all currently on pit road. Actually, looks like Mullins, Colbert, and Swink have an extended stay on pit road, so it looks like just Matt Knights out there getting service done. As we take a look at this race, which I believe would be for the lead, because I do believe the top three do have to pit. Fry Hubbard, though, starting to pull away from Charlie Gates and Phil the Hitman Manzo, as here comes the 68 of Steve McDonald to unlap himself, get back onto the lead lap. McDonald currently running in the 22nd position. Now Steve Loving has caught, and Andy Kurtz and Adam Lang have all caught Eric Burkhalter and Daniel Stewart. And again, here comes Andy Kurtz up to the high side. We've seen quite a few drivers make that pass up there on that high lane. Kurtz being one of them as he's trying to get around Steve Loving. Loving looking down to the bottom. We're 3 wide off of turn number 2. As Kurtz is going to easily get around Adam Lang, and Adam Lang's going to get shuffled all the way to the back of this pack, back into the 8th position. Now Loving, take a look down to the inside of Andy Kurtz, trying to get the run here. Maybe get himself by Burkhalter. Oh, almost some contact between Lang and Steve Loving. Loving washed up the track just a little bit. Now we got 3 wide for the 4th position. Steve Loving on the bottom. Andy Kurtz in the middle. Eric Burkhalter on the top as Loving falls back in line. Now he's going to take another peek down to the middle. And he's going to get around the 71 machine, and now he's going to set his sights back on the 5 of Andy Kurtz. See Adam Lang now looking down to the bottom as well as Daniel Stewart also peeking down there to the low side. Back up front, Fry Hubbard continues to pull away from Charlie Gates Jr. The interval now almost 2 seconds. As I believe Charlie Gates and Phil Manzo, their lap times have slowed down incredibly. They're running almost a half a second slower than Fry Hubbard, and almost a full second slower than Andy Kurtz, Steve Loving, and those guys back there. So these guys might have slowed down quite a bit, trying to save some fuel. See if they can stretch it to the end. Let's ride along with Phil. Let's see if we can hear if he's... yeah, you hear him kind of almost running half throttle there. Really gentle back to the throttle, driving that thing like there's an egg under the under your accelerator. Now if we ride along with Fry Hubbard, see Fry really wheeling the truck, still sliding it around quite a bit. Back to the gas. Here the RPM's not really going up or down too much. And now if we go back to these guys back here, we'll listen, see how much earlier these guys are getting down on the gas and how much higher their RPMs are. I know it's hard to tell if you're not a driver here, but the RPMs are quite a bit higher on these trucks back here as Fry Hubbard and Charlie Gates Jr. both come down and hit pit road. So there's my answer. Now, is Phil the Hitman Manzo going to stay out there and try to save, or is he going to come down pit road? He's got Matt Knights right behind him, along with the 53 of Jonathan Cofield. As we see the 44 machine continue to stay out. And he does have a 14-second lead over second place Andy Kurtz. And could you imagine if Manzo was able to steal the win here tonight on fuel mileage? He's certainly trying to. If he can stay in the tire tracks of the 53 here and save a little bit of fuel, he might be able to make it to the end, as when we cross the line this time, we'll have just 10 laps to go. Will he be able to run almost 45 laps on a single tank of fuel? He's got nothing to lose here, so he might as well try. A little further back, these four trucks in line: Andy Kurtz, Steve Loving, Adam Lang, Daniel Stewart, all in line. Trying to see if they can run down and eat into Phil Manzo's lead here. As Manzo continues to stay out. Again, less than 10 laps to go here. As these four, again, continue to stay single file around the track. Eric Burkhalter just barely hanging back there, not able to quite hold on. As Manzo makes his way through turns 3 and 4, and doesn't look like he's showing any signs of pitting as he continues to stay out. 8 laps to go here at Michigan. So typically here at Michigan, we see exciting finishes, side-by-side finishes, 3, 4, 5 wide finishes. Tonight, we might see a fuel mileage finish as Greg Froenick's trying to get his lap back. And he is, as Manzo's just going to hang off to the side, really saving fuel. You see just how much slower he's going right now. He's actually slowed his times down to 42-second laps, as Manzo now is going to come down pit road. Not enough in the tank. That's going to give the lead back to Andy Kurtz as they make their way off of turn number 4. Manzo trying to use the strategy to get the win here tonight. Going to come back, or going to come out just a few laps short. But now we're going to get the finish that we were hoping for, as we got 4, 5 trucks under a blanket here to battle it out here in the last few laps at Michigan. Just 7 laps to go. Andy Kurtz, Steve Loving, Adam Lang, Daniel Stewart, Eric Burkhalter. Any of these 5 drivers could win. Kai Shappett currently a second and a half back. But if a caution was to come out or something wild was to happen, he could easily steal this race as well, as we see Daniel Stewart looking down to the inside now with Adam Lang trying to get some momentum moving here. Julie Hammond says, "Drive smart, son. You got this. Good job. Go Colton." Colton currently running back in the 14th position. And Rome Valdez says, it's okay, brother, get back up there. And if we get a caution, a late race caution, it'd be very possible for somebody like Colton to get out on the pit road, get some tires, get out there, and possibly steal something here. As we see Adam Lang continuing to look down to the inside of Steve Loving, just not able to make anything happen. And they cross the line this time. We have just 5 laps to go here at Michigan. Who's going to be the one to make the wild move here to get themselves the win at Michigan? Or can Andy Kurtz make that truck 4 lanes wide and keep himself out in front? As down into turns 3 and 4 they come. Everybody running just a little bit different of a lane. You see Adam Lang running just a little bit lower, trying to get a little extra air on that nose, excuse me. Now Daniel Stewart driving down to the bottom side, trying to get the air on the nose to try to get the downforce on the front of that machine to help it turn and get themselves in position to possibly steal the race here. Daniel Stewart comes side by side with Adam Lang, but just not able to get the pass done. As we get ready to come to 3 laps to go here at Michigan. Oh, here. Sounds like somebody blew an engine possibly on pit road. No caution, so that was well off the track. Kolb says Dan Manzo had a good run. He did. I thought he was going to hold him off and steal one here on fuel mileage, but was not able to. He's currently the last car on the lead lap, though, currently in 25th position, so still on the lead lap. Here comes Adam Lang trying to give the push to Steve Loving. Now Lang's going to look down to the low side. Tuck back inside. We got 2 laps to go here at Michigan. Does anybody have anything for Andy Kurtz here as they work their way through turns 1 and 2? Lang trying to run that lower lane. Gets loose on the low side. That's going to allow Daniel Stewart to pass him here on the high side. They make their way down into turns 3 and 4. That's going to leave a 2-car shootout here for the win. Daniel Stewart able to just nose out in front of Adam Lang. Now is Stewart going to be able to keep that position as Andy Kurtz comes down to the line? We have 1 lap to go as the white flag is out, and Andy Kurtz has Steve Loving right there on the back bumper. Can Steve Loving do anything here with him on this last lap? Adam Lang trying to get back to the inside. Daniel Stewart not able to do it as they come off of turn number 2 and down the backstretch. Steve Loving trying to do everything he can to get a run here on the 5. Is he going to throw a last ditch effort here as he's going to look down to the low side? He's going to get side by side as they come off of turn number 4, side by side for the win. Andy Kurtz, Steve Loving down to the apron. Kurtz up on the high side. Kurtz is going to win by a half a truck length. Steve Loving comes in second. Adam Lang comes home in third. Daniel Stewart fourth. Eric Burkhalter will come home in fifth, but Andy Kurtz gets the win here at Michigan. As Steve Loving was trying to get that last ditch effort here, but not able to do it. And a great run for our defending champion, Andy Kurtz. Andy's going to come down onto the front stretch here. Throw some celebratory burnout, see how many he can get in before the typical Rebels demolition derby takes place here on the front stretch. And there it comes. And in celebratory fashion, let's beat up the winner. So let's take a look at the results here tonight. And Andy Kurtz again comes home with the win. Steve Loving comes home second. Adam Lang, Daniel Stewart, Eric Burkhalter, your top five. Eddie Smith comes back for a sixth place finish. Kai Shappett back in seventh. Michael Kosick, Ryan Huff, Travis Bieber round out your top 10. 11th will be Jerry LeGrand, along with Brendan Pollock, Matt Kleeman, Fry Hubbard, and Colt Landford. Landford getting the top 15. Justin Miller, Tyler Barnett, Greg Barnett, Steve McDonald, and Ryan Derrick round out your top 20. 21st is Chris McLean, Charlie Gates Jr. 22nd, Jonathan Cofield comes home 23rd, Corey Bragg, back in 24th, Phil the Handman Manzo finishes in 25th, Logan Monteith 26th, Greg Frodick 27th, Brett Bieber falling back to the 28th position, Mike Bertosa Jr., who was so strong at the beginning of the race, finishes in 29th, Matt Knight's 30th, Jamie Mullins, Jake Ellingson, Jonah Colbert, Michael Swink, and rounding out the field tonight, who led so much of this race, the 70 of Todd Schott. So your points leader coming in, Fish is dead last, and that's going to be a tough break for him coming into the next race at Kentucky. So we're getting ready to do our interviews, and tonight's post-race interviews are brought to you by the Thunderstruck Super Series. Races here on Intensity Broadcasting on Thursday nights. And let's see if we can get a word with our third place finisher, Adam Lang. Adam, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Hey Josh, how you doing?
Man, I'm doing great. Great job tonight coming home in third place. Tough fought battle there at the end. It just didn't look like he had anything there at the end, but it seemed like it was really tough to pass here tonight. Was that kind of the case?
Yeah, you could pass if you had new tires, but I had a plan there at the end that just kind of went out the window with two to go when I was facing the infield and coming out of two.
Yeah, and to begin the race looked so strong up there at the front, leading a few laps. Tires seem to be a big deal here tonight, which is not normally the thing you see here at Michigan in the truck series, but some drivers really stretching the tire run out, and it seemed to hurt them. Was tires really that much of a premium there during the race?
I really think it was where you were at, and when we had that caution on lap 31, and four guys stayed out, I was one of the guys that stayed out, and I only fell back to fifth and within the second of the leader. And then as soon as I knew I could make it on fuel, I went in, but then that caused the leaders a short pit, so I was still back where I was. I had to try to come back from wherever I was back up to the top five.
Well, a great job tonight coming home in third and doing a good job coming on and off of pit road tonight. Before we let you go, anybody you want to thank? Any shout outs you got to give here tonight?
Yeah, I got to thank my wife and kids. Both my kids had birthdays the last couple of weeks, so happy birthday to them. Smeel Racing Designs, Hardline Transport Solutions, Intensity Broadcasting, Peglick Felts, TJ Motorsports, Evil Empire, SimSport, Dangling Racing Designs, all the great sponsors of this league. And I plan on going to get them again next week at Kansas.
I was going to say, how do you like your chances next week at Kansas?
Pretty good. I'm pretty good at Kansas. I had a good run there going last season and just got involved in an accident, but it should be another good track.
Well, hopefully we'll talk to you again soon next week.
Thank you.
So that was your third place finisher, Adam Lang. Let's talk to our second place finisher, Steve Loving. Steve, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Man, great job coming home second tonight. Led a good portion of the lap. Drove through the field, gaining 23 spots from where you started. So good job for that. Was it a strategy just kind of stay back out of trouble at the beginning of the race and work your way through the field as the race went on?
No, my strategy was to qualify good. That just backfired. So I had to go to plan B and just be patient and work through it. And yeah, I got lucky, avoided a couple incidents, and just drove safe, drove clean, and brought it home in second.
And at that the last couple laps, it looks like you might have had something for Andy Kurtz there, but just weren't able to get around. It looks like it was really tough to pass the leader here tonight. Was that kind of what was going on there, or was he just driving a little bit more of a defensive line?
Yeah, it's classic Michigan. You have the first 10 laps, you can really do something. And then once the tires wear down, the truck gets tight. So for the last 5 or 8 laps, I kept kind of feeling out options on where's my best run to give him a shot. And I knew it was going to be diving in 3 and 4, but the concern was the slow exit. So gave it a shot, at least got up to his door, but I didn't want to push it too hard. I'd rather come in second than last.
Yeah, for sure. Well, great job there at the end, almost getting him, but coming home second. So that's a good finish for you. And before we let you go, anyone you want to thank tonight? Any shout outs you got to give?
Yeah, first I want to thank Andy and Adam both for running a great race. Had a great time running with them. Colton Landford actually did a fantastic job. Him and I were kind of working through the field together, and he drove an incredible race. So definitely a shout out to him. Main sponsors, Hardline obviously is the series sponsor. Deng Lang, Spiel Race Designs, and Shibu Inu Crypto. Definitely for their support. But it was a great run, great race overall. Incidents seem to be fairly light, which is definitely a nice change. So it's one a very enjoyable race. Had a good time.
Awesome. And before I let you go, Kansas next week. How do you like your chances?
Uh, it's I don't know. It's kind of like a coin flip for everyone. We'll see how it goes. And try to not turn anyone or get turned, and just see how it plays out. And obviously, strategy has to be a little bit flexible and keep it agile and see how it goes lap to lap.
Awesome, man. Well, thanks for the insight, and hopefully we'll talk to you again soon.
All right, man. Take care.
So there you have it, your second place finisher. And let's bring in your winner tonight, our defending champion, Andy Kurtz. Andy, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Hey Josh, how you doing?
Man, I'm doing well. Great win tonight, putting yourself in a position to get the win. And when those guys that stayed out there towards the end, guys like Phil Manzo and Fry Hubbard, did you know they were going to have to pit, or were you just kind of hoping that they would run out of fuel there at the end?
Um, I really wasn't like keeping track. I didn't know if they pitted or not. All I was doing was trying to look at the relative and see how much I was gaining on them, and really wasn't gaining on them too much. So I thought there was a chance that they were on new tires and just put it before everyone. But yeah, fortunately, they went down pit road and didn't have to worry about that anymore. But
Yeah, great job here coming home with the win again at Michigan. And at the end there, Steve Lovin gave you quite the battle there coming to the line. Uh, did you? I noticed you gave him a lot of room and very respectful racing there. But did you think he might have had you there at the end, or did you know you were going to be able to pull him on that front stretch there?
yeah, I definitely expected him to try to make some sort of move. I wasn't quite sure what happened to the two or three guys behind us there. About 2 laps to go, but I noticed it was just me and Steve. But yeah, sort of figured, he was in a good spot then to try to make a move on the bottom, and he did. He did, pretty much what I thought he was going to do. And um, yeah, like you said, just try to give him room and try to keep the momentum up on the outside. And he, I was telling him, he made that work a lot better than I thought. It was going to, just with how these trucks drive here. So I appreciate the the clean run to the line there because we were side by side. I really enjoyed racing with him. But yeah, it worked out. Happy about it.
For sure. And speaking of defending, how about you like your shots at a title defense? I know we're only two races in, but the momentum here that you have coming off of a win at Michigan, going into Kansas, got to feel pretty good as well.
Yeah, no, it's certainly good. I mean, I'll take wins whenever I could get them. They're really hard to get racing with these guys. Everyone's so talented. Yeah, I feel like in a lot of ways, I sort of got sort of lucky with how the cards sort of played out last season. A couple guys couldn't make the playoff run, so a lot of heavy hitters couldn't make the playoff run. So I feel like I got a little lucky there. But yeah, I mean, I'd love to make the playoffs. I guess I'm technically in it now with a win, but yeah, just give it all we have, and as long as we're having fun, that's all it's about.
And being the defending champion, and looking at the schedule, a couple wild card races this year, Knoxville and Watkins Glen. What are your thoughts on those two races?
Oh man, well Knoxville, I have absolutely no idea. I don't think I've ever ran there before, and I'm really not like I've no dirt experience on iRacing other than the couple, like Bristol dirt races we've done in this league together. But Watkins Glen, I actually really like. I would say that's a track that I have like hundreds of laps on. I just for some reason I just enjoy that. So hoping for a good finish there.
Well,
But again,
there,
some of these other ones we'll see.
yeah, for sure. Well, again, great win here tonight. And before we let you go, any thanks you got to give, any shout outs you got to give before we go?
Yeah, man. Well, thank you for doing this every week for us. You do an awesome job on the broadcast. I'm probably gonna go check it out right after this. Of course, want to thank our series sponsor, Hardline Transport Solutions, and of course, want to remember Matthew Mann here and supporting sponsors here: Dang Lang Racing Designs, Smil Racing Designs, and Shibu Inu Crypto. Couldn't do it without them.
Awesome, man. Well, congrats again on the win. And as the season goes on, I'm sure we'll be talking to you again quite a few times here.
All right, thank you.
So there you have it. Your winner tonight, Andy Kurtz. And speaking of some big movers through the field, we always got to talk about our Evil Empire Sim Sport Hard Charger. And tonight we actually have two, uh, both moving up 25 spots. The four of Kai Shappett moving from seventh, finishing seventh, as well as Ryan Huff finishing ninth. So those two drivers both moving up 25 spots. So both got the Hard Charger Award. So congratulations to those two tonight. Eddie Smith almost came in with that as well, moving up 22 spots. Steve Loving moving up 23. So a lot of big movers here tonight through the field. And as we move on to our next race, which will be kicking off in about 20 minutes or so, we're looking to see much of the same. So again, thank you for joining us here on iRacing tonight here on Intensity Broadcasting. This has been the Hardline Transport Solutions Outlaw Truck Series from the original Rebels Racing League. Don't forget to check out ORRLeague.com. That's the home of the original Rebels Racing League. You can find all your standings, your points, your schedule, all on that website right there. And while we're plugging websites, don't forget to check out IntensityBroadcasting.com for all your merchandise needs from all your favorite leagues here on Intensity Broadcasting between SCSRA, Original Rebels, Extreme Forces, Mad Dog Racing. So you definitely want to check out that. That's intensitybroadcasting.com. You can also find Intensity Broadcasting on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch, on Twitter at Intensity Broad 1. So check us out there as well. And as we get ready for our second race tonight, for now, we're going to say over and out. See you back here in a few.